What did you think just about the handling of Ronda Rousey coming back and how she looked and her actually winning the match? How did you think she looked?
I thought she looked about like similar to the level that I think we saw her at prior. Somebody with great intensity in the ring. I think managed to play the character of somebody who's like completely like a world beating type of monster really well in the ring. Obviously, I think still has a lot of imperfections to her smoothness in the ring. That was the case the last time she was around too, but she looked similar to me to how she looked before.
And how about Charlotte as an opponent? Like certainly
Yeah,
that's one where I don't think you're going to have to be fighting the crowd of like which way they're going to react, which I think if you were going with Ronda and Becky, I think that would be a bit more interesting to see where the crowd goes after several weeks. I think with Ronda and Charlotte, you are going to have that babyface heel dynamic that they want.
it's true. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, you also have to ask, what is the bigger match? That you can headline one of these WrestleMania nights with. What is the bigger match that would be able to garner mainstream press if you're getting the both of them to do media? Um, is it Charlotte and Ronda, or is it Ronda Becky? And we also have Bianca Belair that's out there. I certainly see a lot of outrage as expected that Bianca Belair did not win this Royal Rumble. She is somebody who I think the long term story from the moment she lost the title to Becky at SummerSlam seemed to be for her to get that match against Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. Is that in
Wait,
jeopardy following this?
I
Yeah, I,
mean,
I would definitely say so. Um,
Becky Lynch. I mean, the way this ended, I mean, this real like Charlotte was eliminated by Ronda. Like I see that only makes sense to go that way. I think this benefits Bianca in the sense that, I mean, it only makes logical sense. She should be the one that gets the Becky match now.
but people switch brands, like Ronda has the choice of either opponent, and whoever eliminates the other person at the end isn't necessarily directly leading doesn't necessarily directly lead to the Rumble plans. But of course, John, I mean, I trust your instincts on this, and maybe some of your knowledge. So you could be right.
Well, she'll be on Raw on Monday, and
Do you think
that
she
will.
goes to Raw or SmackDown?
I mean, it seems like based on the reporting that's out there that she'll probably be appearing on both, but it looks like SmackDown is going to be kind of her main show for the lead up to
So then,
WrestleMania.
so then maybe Charlotte would be the more likely candidate then.
I just think the way it was played out tonight. I mean, like you had like Dave Meltzer's report today about like that being the direction, and just watching it for myself tonight, it just seems like that was the value of having Charlotte in this match was whoever eliminates her, that should be the reason that Charlotte's in this match. And with
Mm-hmm.
the face off after the match, like it just seems that is the direction to go. And I guess that leaves open Bianca to go for the Raw women's title.
I mean, here's the thing: is that I mean, any match can headline WrestleMania because certainly, like going into last year's WrestleMania, Bianca versus Sasha to me hardly felt like the hottest match going in. I thought the build was terrible, yet they chose to headline with it, and I think we all can say that that was the right choice. It was the most memorable thing to come out of that WrestleMania. But I'm just looking on paper right now. What if one can either of those women's matches, either Becky versus Bianca or Charlotte versus Ronda, do either of them feel like they're worthy of headlining the show?
Um, it also is, the fact is we didn't know Bianca and Sasha was going on last until what the day before they announced
Mm,
it on SmackDown.
yeah.
It's almost like you go with the program that feels the hottest, that the fans will take, that is not going to turn the crowd off in that final position on the show. I would hope that Ronda and Charlotte is a big enough match that come WrestleMania weekend, if they want to close the first night with that they can. If your other option is like Reigns and Lesnar for night two.
Yeah, honestly, I could see the crowd turning on both Ronda and Charlotte. And for that reason, I definitely feel like Bianca versus Becky would probably be the more like feel good, closing moment of the show. I think you're already seeing a lot of resentment for Ronda Rousey, as like the outsider coming in, and Charlotte I think is always going to have some detractors. So I think they'll have a bit of they could potentially have difficulty, with the babyface dynamics.
There's
Um,
also the argument way that yes, Ronda and Charlotte might be going into that. Like those are your bigger stars, but putting Bianca in that kind of a position, if we're theorizing that she finally beats Becky, putting that on last, like one thing, and this is very, much more glaring, I would say, in the men's match, is just the lack of stars on this roster that your audience sees as stars. And it's something that sometimes you have to take that and put that stock into your own talent and put them in those positions where people see people as stars. Like we had a men's rumble where I would say the first 40 minutes, I don't think anyone was buying any of these people winning the rumble, and it's all your everyday roster members. And that's not a good thing.
Yep, absolutely.
And this women's match was held up by having the fact that we do not have enough spots here to even fill them with the women that we have, and had to rely on surprises and entrances that were going to get people's interest. Like they had to be very creative with the women's match.
Yeah. So, I mean, if that is indeed the two directions for the two women's titles, I would certainly hope that Bianca versus Becky would get the main spot.